There's this very specific kind of anxiety that I think only business owners really get.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's that feeling when you're staring at the Google Ads dashboard,
Oh, yeah, the dashboard.
and it just feels like you're holding your credit card over a wood chipper.
That is a vivid way to put it, but it's completely accurate, unfortunately.
Right.
For most people, Google Ads isn't a marketing tool. It's a slot machine. You put money in, you pull the lever, and you just, pray.
And when it doesn't work, you just assume you didn't put enough money in.
Yeah,
That's always my go-to thought.
that's the trap.
But today, we're looking at a guide that, well, it basically grabs your hand right before you put that next coin in.
And it says stop.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're diving into Google Ads Zero to Hero, and specifically the foundation laid out by two veterans, Max and Rachel.
And their whole argument is that you're not losing money because Google is rigged.
No, you're losing because you're treating a game of strategy like a game of chance.
Which is a tough pill to swallow. But the mission for this deep dive is to stop being a gambler and start being an architect.
Yes, building a system, not just boosting posts.
And I love that this guide doesn't start with, how to write a great ad. It starts way, way before that.
It starts with what they call the one simple question.
The marketing objective, or MO.
Right. It sounds so basic, doesn't it? What do you actually want? But almost every failed campaign gets this one question wrong.
Okay, let's play devil's advocate here for a second. Isn't the objective always just make money?
I mean, yes.
Whether I'm a plumber or selling sneakers, I want cash. Why complicate it?
Because make money isn't a command the algorithm really understands. The machine needs a more specific path.
Yeah.
And the guide draws this really hard line between two worlds.
Leads versus sales.
Exactly.
So let's break that down.
Yeah.
Leads.
Right.
We're talking about services, right? Not products.
Correct. A lead is a conversation starter. Think about a lawyer or an emergency plumber. You don't, add criminal defense to your shopping cart and check out with Apple Pay.
No. That would be something. You fill out a form or you pick up the phone.
Exactly. The transaction happens offline. And for that, the guide is very clear. Your primary weapon is a Google search campaign.
Just search. Why not, blast it everywhere? YouTube, Gmail.
It's all about intent. Think about it. You have a burst pipe at 2 in the morning.
Oh, that's a hair on fire problem.
It's a hair on fire problem. You are not browsing YouTube. You are going to Google and typing emergency plumber near me, and you click the first result.
You want the answer right now.
Search captures that urgency. You've missed the window if you show them a banner ad 3 hours later.
Okay, that makes total sense. So what about the other side? The sales path.
That's e-commerce. You're selling shoes, vitamins, whatever. The transaction happens right there on the website.
No phone call needed.
And here, the strategy shifts. You still use search for sure, but they introduce a heavy hitter called PMax.
Performance Max. I gotta say, that one makes me nervous. It feels like a black box, like you're just handing Google your wallet and saying, good luck.
And you should be skeptical. PMax is basically Google's autopilot. It uses machine learning to put your ads absolutely everywhere.
So why is that good for shoes but bad for the plumber?
Volume and data. To sell a $50 pair of sneakers, you might need thousands of clicks. PMax is like a vacuum cleaner for traffic. It sucks it all up to feed the machine data. But, and this is the big warning in the guide, if you're that local plumber and you turn on PMax, you are just going to get so much junk.
You mean like spam calls? People looking for jobs?
All of it. PMax is chasing volume, but for a service business, you need quality. For e-commerce, though, the algorithm can see a sale happen instantly. It learns fast. It basically clones your best customers.
So the big takeaway is phone call equals search. Keep it tight. Credit card transaction equals search plus PMax. Let the robot run a little.
That's it. If you use the wrong tool, you're bringing a flamethrower to a knife fight.
Okay. So we've picked our path. Now comes the part where that wood chipper anxiety comes back. The dashboard.
A wall of numbers.
Impressions, CTR, CPC. It feels like they invent these acronyms just to confuse you.
It's dense, but the guide argues you only need to really master a few core ideas to stay ahead of the game.
Let's start with impressions. That feels like the ultimate vanity metric, right? Look, 10,000 people saw my ad.
Right, but did they? An impression just means it loaded on the page. But here's the deeper way to think about it. Impressions are actually a measure of market share.
How do you mean?
There's a metric called impression share that most people ignore. It tells you how often you showed up versus how often you could have.
Oh.
If there were 10,000 searches for your keyword and you only showed up for 1,000 of them, you're invisible to 90% of your market.
So it's not did I show up, it's did I show up enough?
Exactly. And once you show up, you need what I call the nod of approval. That's your click-through rate, your CTR.
Clicks divided by impressions. We know the math. But why a nod of approval?
Because it's the market voting on whether you're relevant. A low CTR, say under 1%, is the market screaming, this has nothing to do with what I searched for.
It's an instant failure signal.
But a high CTR is the audience saying, yes, you get me.
Okay, so a click is someone walking into your store, but that doesn't pay the bills?
Not at all. And this brings us to what the guide calls the single most important metric in the whole system.
CPA, cost per acquisition.
This is where the rubber meets the road. And we should really pause here because this is where most businesses bleed out. People know the formula. Total cost divided by conversions. Simple.
Right.
But they don't do the margin math first.
Okay, what do you mean? Walk me through that.
Let's say you sell a blender for $100. And after all your costs, manufacturing, shipping, everything, your profit on that blender is $30.
Okay, so I have $30 to play with to get a customer.
Exactly. Now you start running ads, you get some sales, you're excited, you look at your dashboard and your CPA. The cost to get one sale is $35.
I'm losing $5 on every single sale.
You are literally paying people to take your product. And what's so dangerous is the dashboard might look great, clicks, sales, revenue, but you're going bankrupt.
That's terrifying because Google has no idea what your profit margin is.
None. They're high-fiving you while you drown. That's why the guide says you have to know your break-even CPA before you spend a single dollar. You have to know I cannot pay more than $29 for a customer.
So you work backward from your bank account, not forward from the ad budget.
100%.
Okay, so we know our break-even point. We know what we can afford, but everyone else wants that customer too. Now we enter the auction.
The auction.
And this is where the cynicism comes back for me. An auction is simple. I have $5, a giant corporation has 5 million, they win. End of story.
That's the Goliath myth. And if it worked that way, you'd be right. But if it worked that way, Google as a product would fail.
Why?
Well, imagine you searched for best local coffee shop, and the first 3 results were just ads for Starbucks because they bid the most.
I'd get annoyed. I'd probably stop using Google eventually.
You'd stop using Google. Their product isn't ads, it's relevant search results. They have to prioritize relevance over just taking the highest bid.
So how do they actually do that? How do they balance it?
With a formula called ad rank. And this right here is the secret weapon. This is how the little guy wins.
Okay, what's the formula?
It's your max bid times something called your quality score.
Quality score. Okay, let's actually role play this. I want to see how it works.
All right, let's do it.
I'll be Megacorp. You know, deep pockets, but I'm lazy. You be the small, scrappy local shop.
I like it. And what are we bidding on?
Let's say the keyword is artisan leather boots.
Perfect. So, Megacorp, what are you bidding?
I'm throwing down $10 a click. I have investor money. I don't care.
Yeah.
But my ad just says, buy shoes.
And it links to your homepage with 1,000 other things on it.
Exactly.
Okay. So Google looks at that. They see the ad is generic. The landing page doesn't match. They give you a quality score of, say, 1 out of 10.
A 1. Ouch.
So your ad rank is $10. Your bid times 1, your quality, your score is 10.
Okay, I have a 10. Beat that, scrappy shop.
Well, I can't afford $10. I can only bid $2.
See? You lose.
Not so fast. My ad is hyper-specific. Hand-stitched artisan leather boots. My landing page shows only those boots.
Right.
Google sees users love it, so they give me a perfect quality score. A 10 out of 10.
Uh-oh.
So my ad rank is my $2 bid times my quality of 10. My score is 20.
Hey, 20. So even though I bid 5 times more than you.
I get the top spot. I show up above you.
And it gets even worse for me, doesn't it? Because Google then gives you a discount.
This is the mind-blowing part. Not only do I rank higher, but the actual price I pay is based on the rank of the person below me. Because my quality is so high, Google gives me a discount. I might only pay, say, $1.50 for that click.
Well, I would have to pay my full $10.
If you even got to show up at all, it's basically a tax.
It's a stupid tax.
It's a stupid tax. If your ad is irrelevant, Google fines you by making you pay more. If your ad is helpful and relevant, Google subsidizes you.
So when a business owner says Google Ads is too expensive, what they might really be saying is, my ads are irrelevant.
That is the harsh truth 9 times out of 10. High costs are a symptom of low relevance.
You're not losing because you're broke, you're losing because you're lazy.
You haven't done the work to connect the keyword to the ad to the landing page.
And that landing page part is so important, isn't it?
It's the whole experience. You can't promise red shoes in the ad and then land them on a page of blue boots. You broke the promise. Google hates that.
This completely flips the casino idea on its head. The system isn't random, it's logical. It rewards the architect.
And that is why David really can beat Goliath on Google Ads. I've seen tiny shops dominate huge national brands because they just cared more. They had a higher quality score.
It's empowering, but it's also, it's a lot of work.
It's work, but it's the only way to make the machine work for you, not against you.
Okay, so we have the objective, we have the metrics, especially CPA, and we have the auction mechanic. But the guide sort of ends on a cliffhanger, doesn't it?
It does, because everything we've talked about is strategy. It's the thinking. Then you have to actually go build the campaign.
And apparently that's a minefield.
Max and Rachel hint at the perfect setup. They talk about these default settings, little check boxes that Google has already checked for you.
Let me guess. They're designed to spend your money faster.
Of course they are. Things like search partners or display expansion, they sound good, but they end up showing your ads on, flashlight apps and getting you a ton of accidental, worthless clicks.
Wasted money. So the strategy can be perfect, but the execution has all these traps.
We definitely need to cover that perfect setup in a future deep dive. But you can't build it without the foundation we talked about today.
Very true. Okay, so before we wrap up, that quality score idea is really sticking with me.
It's the heartbeat of the whole system.
And I think the challenge for everyone listening is to just stop looking at your budget as the main problem. The question isn't, do I need more money?
Right. The question is, are you paying the stupid tax? Is your CPA high because the market is just expensive, or is it high because Google is actively penalizing you for being irrelevant?
That's a tough look in the mirror. But if you can answer that, you might realize you don't need a bigger wallet.
You just need a sharper pencil.
Thanks for diving deep with us. Now go check your quality scores. We'll see you next time.